In this video, we start our efforts to help protect our turkeys by catching nest predators. We're coming off the camping video where I run the trap line, so we're going to finish that trap line and head into a 24 trap set over a 3-day period. So here we go. Our ice storm has hit and come and gone, but everything is frozen just about solid, 17 degrees. And as you know, I just did the video of the staying in the shooting house all night, and I had traps set, and I know for a fact one of them has something in it. So we're gonna ease back here. Got Kimberly, both our works are out today. We're out for what you call snow day. We're gonna check these traps because we still owe it to the animals. It's not fair for them to be caught in a trap, so they just freeze to death, even though we're gonna get rid of them. But anyway, we're gonna see. I know we have 8 set, one was tripped. So we're gonna ease up here and see what we got. Not only do we have one big old fat possum, or raccoon, we've got 2. There's another one. So I get this question a lot. Everybody asks me how I dispatch them. I do it with a 22 through the lungs. The headshot is usually pretty messy. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and get these 2. So that's 2 out of the 8. I ain't checked the other ones yet, but we'll see if we got any more. But go ahead and take care of these. Out of all the traps, when I left yesterday, I had 8 set. One of them was tripped, and I found out what tripped it. I got the video right here. It was actually a skunk. But anyway, I knew we had a ton of raccoons in here, but these right here are some big old raccoons. I mean big ones. So we've got, let's see, there's 8 traps. So the first 2 we checked that were set had something on it. So we're gonna go check the rest of them. Well, we're rolling up on what will be trap number 4, and nothing is tripped in at all. It's actually right there. But it looks like we got another coon. Yep. Another big old coon. Oh, there's more of a tannish color. That's a pretty coon right there. Them other ones were dark color. This is more of a tan color. Well, buddy, you picked the wrong place to eat eggs. For our first night out, got 3 big coons, and really needing to thin them down here. I'm telling you, this right here shows you in a 1-night catch in a big location, to get this many raccoons, we got a problem. Snowing, as you can tell, it snowed here this weekend in East Tennessee, and it was a good one. We got some snow drifts up to 8 inches, but most of it was around 5 inches of snow, which is a lot for us, and we have not got above freezing yet. The sun is up and is starting to melt some of the roads, but they've done told us we're not going to be working tomorrow, so me and Sarah has decided to come out and put 25 traps out. So today's video will be about trapping. We have done a lot on our property and seen significant changes since we started trapping. And mainly we're trapping nest predators. So I have brought 25 dog proofs. I've got plenty of dog proofs. I've got bait, and we're gonna put them in the key areas that we've had success in the past. So a lot of them's gonna be on ridges, around feed and bait piles for deer that we do during the spring and summer. So we'll get started. Now, we're gonna be using dog-proof traps. I've got these little handles I've made out of 5-gallon bucket handles. I got this idea from Mark J. Larson. You just latch it like that. And I've got a dozen dog proofs, and every one of them has my tags on them. That's got my TWA number and everything on it. You got to do that in the state of Tennessee. So every tag, every trap I have is tagged. Pull you 3 off and go ahead and just latch it back. Keeps them together. I started making my own stakes this year. It's one of my new ones. It's 18 inches long, cut straight at the end. Got a 5/8 nut welded on the end of it, as you can see. So this is our salt lick right here, and there's a lot of times we'll put corn out in front of it, and the coons will just come in here and eat it up. So the plan is here, I'm gonna put 3 or 4 traps out through the top of this ridge, because they come over the top of this ridge to this salt lick and to this corn pile when it's here. And we've seen an abundance of turkey numbers go up. Hens with poults, we've had a big change since we've been trapping the last 3 years. If you want to be a good steward of the land and you got land, it pays you to trap. Nest predation is the #1 thing against turkeys right now. So get rid of some of them raccoons and possums. You won't have, you'll have more poults. It might take you 2 or 3 years, but you'll see more. So basically, these are Duke DPs, dog proofs, and basically they come pretty much ready to go. The most simple trap that you can set, but you just put your stake through there, your trapping hammer, and I don't have, these are some of my older 24-inch, and I'm just gonna run them in about that far, and that way that raccoon can go around and around if he needs to. And then these traps, some of them are hard to do, so you do got these little tools. The tools actually can go in right like that, and you put your dog latch in the center, and you can just pull it up like that and do it that. And then I've got my own mix here. This is cat food, microwave peanut butter, and pancake syrup and marshmallows. Put some pieces down in there, and then throw a little bit out on the ground. So basically that's a set. I'm not gonna bore you with setting every one of these, or 25 of these traps. All right, we've got these two set up like we wanted. Those are about 8 foot apart. And then if you look, this is where we mainly see them, right here around the corn and stuff. So this is gonna be spot 1, 4 traps. And you can see there's 2 more that we have out there. They're baited, they're ready to go. That's all we're gonna put in this area. All right, so we're at spot 2. As you can see, it's a winding old road bed that's right on top of the bluff. The lake is over here. You can see the bend of the river. So, and then if you look back that way, you can see the road keeps going through there. So our plan is, I've got a little feeder here, it's got corn in it, and there's always raccoons in it. So instead of setting 4 here, I think I'm gonna set 6, and I'm gonna start at the further spot and come down and set 2 on this side of the trail, and I'm gonna set 2 here and right there in front of the camera, and the 2 on out on the other end of that ridge. This spot 2, we did decide to put 6. So we've got 4, as we come up the trail, we've got 4 all up around that ridge, about 70 yards up through there. 2 are in front of the camera, and 2 are out past it where we found some more tracks. And we have 2 down this way. So that's spot 1 and spot 2 set up. So we're gonna move on to an end of the property and figure out how many we're gonna set up there. All right, we're at spot 3. So this is gonna be probably the lowest point that we're gonna be setting traps. But the reason we're gonna be setting them here is water right here. This is a natural spring. We dammed it up, so on one side, but the deer, the raccoons, the possums, a lot of stuff comes down here for water. So the plan is, we ain't gonna set as many traps here as we have at the other locations, but we're gonna set 1 on this side of the water, 1 on the little dam or the levee. And so we got 1 set right here on this side of the pond or the spring, and we have 1 on the little levee. And we've done seen that raccoons have come through here and been on this log back and forth. So we're only going to set 2 traps at spot 3. We're going to head back up to a high ridge and set a few on top. This will be spot 4, and we decided on 6 traps, and we'll show you. There's really no tracks up in here, but there is a ton of traffic right here of just raccoons going back and forth. So we have 2 set up here on the bank, and we have 4 set up where the main tracks are. And we've spaced them out enough that a raccoon can't double trap itself. So we're down, this makes a total of 18 traps, and I only have 3 or 4 more stakes, and I don't have no snares with me. So it looks like instead of setting 2 dozen, we're only gonna be setting like 22. So We're gonna leave, this will be it for this property. We're gonna go right beside this property and set up at least one more site. We're gonna pack the Pioneer up and head across the road. We're up here at spot 5, and we didn't grab the camera out as soon as we got here. We was trying to figure out what we're gonna do because I'm running out of stakes. But we used my last 2 good stakes. We're gonna run up here and see if we can find some more. But while we set them up here, we've got a lot of raccoons in past years, even summer trapping, have been on this point. So Sarah has a pile of corn and stuff and protein right here in front of her Camo JoJo Trace camera. So we set one up on each side, and hopefully the raccoons will go to that, and we'll catch a couple more here. So we're gonna see if we can come up with some kind of material to be able to put, because this makes 20 traps. See, you got 4, 6, 2, 6, and 2. So we're at 20. So we'll roll on and see if we can find something to stake these last traps down with. So y'all hang with us. All right, we're down here at the last spot, and we were completely out of stakes. So I went to my great uncle's place and prowled around his barn, and I don't know if this is gonna work. I know the rebar will work because that's what I use, but these are like 3-foot long pieces, and some of them have bends in them. Matter of fact, every one's got a bend in it. So my objective is to be able to put 24 traps out evenly. I'm gonna go ahead and use these stakes and hope that we'll see how this works, because I will weld nuts to these later. But this will allow us to put 24 traps out on the trap line, and our goal would be great to catch 6. Sarah has popped out the number of 8. I would really love to get 50-50 and get 12. So we're down here at the end of the field. This is where Sarah shot her big bucket. You probably know this if you've watched the videos. And if you've watched the trapping videos, you know we've caught a lot of critters right here. So we're gonna put one on that side of the field in that corner. We're gonna put one right here directly straight out the end of the field. We're gonna put one up here. We see some tracks coming off the hill. We're gonna put one there. So there's gonna be 3 at this set. And then Sarah had seen raccoons coming off of that big ridge when she was hunting that shooting house. So we'll put our last lone trap up there, somewhere up there. So we'll go ahead and get these in and then show you our setups. So the last lone trap we decided to put out, Sarah has had corn out since after deer season, and she's got a camera set up. So we tried one of the naked stake ones. We've got the 3 at the end of the field, one on both sides and one directly on the end. And then we've got one set up here. So the theory being, I hate I wasn't prepared for it, but we're gonna see how this single naked stake works. And Jay out right in front of the camera, and the last trap. So me and her's gonna pack up. It's been 2 hours we've been running around, and it's cold. So we're gonna go home, warm up, and we'll be back in the morning to check 24 traps, 24 of them. So y'all stay tuned. We're rolling up on location 1. It's the next morning. We tried to get here as quick as we could. And we know for sure there's one on here because it's in front of the camera. And I can done see we've got one right here. Hopefully we got more than one. Oh, looks like he's the only one. This guy got on the camera late last night. There's over 2,000 videos of him, and I'll put the video right here. But this is the first one off of this, and the main reason we're doing this, we don't want to get rid of all of them, but we do have to keep them in check. And as you've seen in the other pictures and videos from just a few days ago, we had 30, 40 turkeys at one of our salt licks, and through deer season, if you follow our Piney Life, you've seen how many turkeys we've seen. So this is a must to do to keep their numbers down. We don't want them all gone. Coyotes, we want them all gone. Raccoons, I don't want to take them all, but we are going to take as many as we can for at least this one season. All right, we're pulling up the location 2. See anything down through there? And we He did not catch a thing, I don't think. Let me walk out through here and see. So we can tell both of those are not tripped. But I know I seen one up here was tripped. So that trap didn't get tripped, but this trap did. It did get tripped. And he didn't get no food out of it. So it might have been just a misfire because I did set him sensitive. And there's really not no raccoon traps around it, or traps. But it looks like we got one right here. We got number 2. You can tell he's grabbed everything around him to get leverage. And my goal with this video is to set it was to set 25, but to set 2 dozen traps. Don't reset any of them. I'm not going to make this a month-long deal. I want to do it for a few days. Is to take just a few out. We took 3 at the other spot after the camping video, and I pulled them after 3 days. So this was a lot of traps to put out. We're gonna go ahead and get him taken care of, or her, and I'll let you know if these are boars or sows here in a minute. But we'll go ahead and get this one taken care of and move on to site 3.
Well, looks like we got the food out of this one, but it didn't trip. So he went down there, got stuck on that one.
Alright, rolling up on location 3 down here next to the set. We got one set up on the levee. I don't see anything from here. Trap is set and not sprung, so it's good. Yeah, it's good. Now, I really figured we would have one here. And this set is not tripped and it's still good. So we're gonna leave this section. So we got one at location 1, one at location 2, big goose egg at 3. So let's go, we're gonna go to 4. Rolling up on location 3, or 4, sorry. And, oh, nothing. Okay, that one's still set. I think the turkey scratched and covered that one up. Let's see if in it.
This one's still got bait.
Still got bait in it. Both of those, they're not tripped.
No?
So, all right, so these 6, it's kind of shocks me that we didn't get one, which it is. I know they say raccoons semi-hibernate when it gets real cold. They'll get in a tree, and if they can sustain, they'll stay warm, only get out if they have to. And both of these that we got today are boars. They're probably more opportunists than a female is, a sow is. But anyway, we still got bait in these. I did pull every trap that's tripped. I'm going to pull, and if we have a problem at the next one we're going to with the tall stakes, we're going to pull them anyway because they kind of make me leery. I just wanted to get 24 out. But so location 1 had one, location 2 had one, location 3 nothing, location 4 nothing. So there's actually 8 traps in the last 2 that didn't even get touched or even looked at. So let's roll on over to the other, go across the road and see what we got in them last 2 setups. Well, we've actually got 3 setups. So we'll head over. We're rolling up on spot 5. I believe this is 5, yeah. See nothing so far. Nope, that trap's not tripped. And they both still have feet in them. So another big goose egg at this one. Now we'll go check the crazy traps. Well, now we're rolling up into the final field. There's nothing on that one for sure. That was the 24th trap. That was the last trap we set yesterday with the tall stake. We got 3 tall stake traps down here at the end of this field. Nope, that one is full, not tripped. This one is empty. No, it's full, not tripped. That one is full, not tripped. And this one is full, not tripped. This was night one. So I'm not sure how many nights we'll do this. But anyway, night one, we got 2 boar coons. We're gonna get them, they're taken care of, and we're gonna go and get them finished up. I pulled 1 trap, so now we do have 23 traps. I should have grabbed that one that was tripped, because my goal is not to reset them. Now, if they're out of bait, then I'm going to check the latch and put more bait in them. But I want to do this for a few days. Like I said, I just want to get some of them gone before turkey season gets here. And this was good for one night. I mean, it's a lot of work to put, 24 out, but this was really good to get a couple boars. So we'll move on and check the trap tomorrow afternoon. So it'll be it for the day. All right, day 2. Big weather difference. It's got a lot warmer. Everything is wet. It's rainy, and we ain't got nothing on the trail cameras, but we're coming up on spot 1 right now. Well, spot 1 for day 2 is a goose egg. So what I'm going to do, I didn't get to do this yesterday. I'm going to put every time a trap is tripped. Now what I'm going to rebait it if need to be rebaited. But if it's tripped and the bait's gone, I'm pulling it. So this will put us down when I pull this trap to 22 traps. And we'll move on to the next spot. Spot 2 on day 2. God, we got a skunk.
Oh God.
That ain't good. We're gonna go on down from him.
I'll let you handle that one.
Yeah. I'm gonna peek out here and see if I can see them on that last trap. Well, we got old Pepe Le Pew down there. That's going to be kind of hard to take care of, but there's nothing on these other traps. So I guess we're going to back up down here and figure out how we're going to do this, because there is no way he's going to let him go. Unfortunately, there is no way. If he was in a live trap, I could probably get him off of there, but he is really agitated. So I'm going to try my best to have the side-by-side in the position to take off, and I'm going to try to take him through the lungs, and hopefully he won't spray before we can get out of here. So we'll move on to the next spot. I'm going to take care of him. We're rolling up on spot number 3 on day 2. So far, don't get me wrong, it was a nest predator, but not quite what I was after. And we have another freaking skunk.
Oh my God.
You got to be kidding me. Like I said, they are nest predators, but it's hard to get them out of a foot trap. So I'm gonna get him taken care of real quick. I'm gonna get us a good exit strategy, because there is no way to get that booger out of that trap without getting sprayed. Well, I'm gonna have to get this machine in the right area to get out of here. That's 2 traps. I'm gonna have to come back with a towel or something and get that skunk loose. Right now they're gonna be free Cody bait for the night. Well, day 2 ends with 2 skunks, which are still in the traps but deceased. Hopefully a coyote will come by and be opportunist and pick one up. We went from the snowstorm Friday night or Saturday, put the traps out Sunday. We checked them on my day off on Monday on a snow day, got 2 raccoons, and today we got 2 skunks. So that happens sometimes. Maybe tomorrow's weather will be a little bit better, and we're gonna give it one more day before we pull them. Maybe 2, but more than likely it's gonna be one more day, and then I'm gonna pull them. So y'all be watching for tomorrow. Well, it's day 3, and I don't have my normal camera person with me, but I do got got somebody that's super excited, so it might get a little noisy while we're checking the trap line today. I got my main man, Otis. What's up? So he's really excited to be out in the side-by-side. Sarah had to work today. So we're at spot 1, day 3, and we're gonna check these traps to see what we got. And we have what have we got here, Otis? And we have a big grinner. Yep. Well, it seems like we're catching a little bit of everything. So that's 1 raccoon on day, or 2 raccoons on day 2, and we got us a big old grinner on day 3, 2 skunks yesterday. So this area has produced 2. And I know a lot of people ain't crazy about shooting possums, but they eat just as much or as many eggs as raccoons does. And we don't want to take them all out, but we are going to take a few out. And he will be handled the same way that I do the rest of them. So I'm going to get him taken care of because it is messy and rainy. And this trap here will not get set back. We still have 1 loaded over there, and we have 1 loaded right over here. So get him taken care of. We'll move on to spot 2. We're rolling up on spot number 2, and there still should be 4 traps set up here. Don't see nothing. Yep, we got something down there. Man, we have racked up. There's another skunk. This trap line looks like it's just about full. There might be another one down here. Let me back up, get in position. We'll walk this line out and see what all we got. He must be asleep. Hey, big guy. Yeah, he was asleep. So I got a raccoon on this one. That's the skunk from yesterday. I'm gonna grab that trap. And then I think we got another skunk on up there. So I'll get this guy taken care of. Kind of hard to hold the camera and film all this and shoot. So get him taken care of and we'll go up here and see what's on this next trap. Well, this will be the 3rd skunk. Here he is, all wound up. So it looks like there might be something on that trap up there. So I'm gonna try to sneak around. I'm gonna try to sneak around this guy and go see if that is something up here on this other trap. I'll come back and take care of him in a minute. Well, this ain't what you want to see. Something got on this trap, and the trap and the stake both's gone. So I might have to look around here a minute and see if I can figure out what happened there. But it's definitely, there's where the trap was. And it's been drug off. Well, I have looked all up and down through. I don't have the snow to go by. But the weird thing is how that stake, that was an 18-inch, half-inch rebar stake that was drove in the ground. And whatever it was is in my DP trap somewhere. And it's drugged that stake and the trap. So I know it's not going to be able to climb, or shouldn't be able to climb for that matter. But I don't see nothing in any of the trees. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll take care of the skunk, and when we go shed hunting, we'll look for my trap. There was a coyote on camera here last night, so he might have grabbed the coon and then chewed on him and drug him off, because that had to be a raccoon. But either way, we're going to here and take care of this skunk, and we'll go check the other traps. So spot 1, we had the possum. Spot 2, I had a skunk and a coon. And lost a trap and a stake, and that was actually, I went back on the video and looked, that was one of my long 18 24-inch stakes. Went to spot 3, pulled both traps, got the skunk from yesterday off, pulled my 2 traps. Went to spot 4, nothing. Went to spot 5, nothing, and pulled up to 6. And we got us a big old coon on that stake. And looks like we got a possum on that one. Nothing on this one. So the third day was the great day. We ended up with 2 possums, 1 skunk, 2 raccoons. So I'm gonna get this boy taken care of and get that one taken care of. I'll be right back. At the first video, we were finishing up the other property that's called the downtown lease, and I got 3 in 3 days. So I felt like that was good. I pulled the trap and left. So I put my traps out this time on my bigger property on another property and ended up with, let's see, 2, 3, 4 raccoons, 2 possums, 3 skunks, and 1 that got away that I've got to go back tomorrow afternoon and I'll pull these traps and see. So I only have like 5 traps left back and set, but the reason being for this video is because if you have to get rid of nest predators. You know, habitat's number 1 for turkeys. You got to have that. But number 2, you got to get rid of nest predators. And about in 2021, we were not hardly seeing any turkeys whatsoever when we had good flocks before 2020. And so we kind of improved the habitat a little bit, but we went into trapping heavy. And we trapped over 50 coons and possums in the first year. The second year, it was like 43. And this year, we got an earlier start. And I'm telling you, the turkey numbers is blowed up. It is crazy how much we've seen. If you followed Pine Life deer season 6, you see how many turkeys we've seen. And a lot of that hit the, the cutting room floor. But anyway, won't throw this trapping video in here. It's kind of a steward of the land type, conservation type deal. Got a huge haul for today. Otis with me. And this will be it. So we'll move on to the next video. So as always, God bless. We'll see you next time.